This is a frequently asked question from Module 4 in Math 1530, Probability and Statistics. We're asked this question. In a survey of a group of men, the heights in the 20 to 29 age group were normally distributed with a mean of 68.4 inches and a standard deviation of 4 inches. A study participant is randomly selected. In Part A, we want to find the probability that a study participant has a height that is less than 65 inches. So what I've done here is I have drawn the normal bell curve and I have labeled the mean, which is 68.4, and by adding 4, I get the next when I move over 1 standard deviation from the mean, I get 72.4. When I move over 2 standard deviations from the mean, I get 76.4, and so on. So I've labeled all of these already. And I have also drawn the area that I'm interested in because we're asked to find the probability of less than 65 inches. So that's to the left of 65. So if I looked at 65 as being right here, and I shaded this area in, this area represents the probability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the calculator to find this probability. You can use tables, but it's much easier to use the calculator. So let's go ahead and pull up our TI-84 or TI-83. You hit second distribution and go down to normal CDF. Make sure it says CDF and hit enter. Now it wants you to put in the limits, the boundaries of the area. So I want the lower limit and the upper limit. So this area goes on towards negative infinity. So I can simply type in -1111 simply because it's easy to type and it represents a very small number, which I'm showing as negative infinity. The upper limit is 65. The mean, remember that this symbol is a Greek letter, it's called mu, and it represents the mean. So the mean here is 68.4, and the standard deviation is 4. So I go down and hit enter. So this is the area, 0.1977. If I round to 4 decimal places, this area is 0.1977. So that is our answer. So the answer to this question is 0.1977. Okay, let's look at the next part of this question. And in this part, we're asked to find the probability that a study participant has a height that is between 65 and 71. So let's look for 65 on this picture. I'm just going to label it. And 71. Let's say it's right about here. And the area between these two values represents the probability. So I'm going to shade this area. This is the area that I want. And I'm going to find it on the calculator. So I'm going to use the normal CDF function again. Second distribution, normal CDF. The lower limit this time, the left-hand side of this area, is 65. The upper limit is 71. The mean of this distribution is 68.4, and the standard deviation is 4. Okay. If I round to 4 decimal places, I get 0.5445. So the area here, under the bell curve, the probability is 0.5445. So that is the answer. 0.5445. Okay, and then the last part of this for finding the area is if we want to find the probability that a height is more than 71 inches. So more than 71 inches, let's say that 71 is about here. And I'm going to go ahead and shade the area that I want to find. So here it is. It's more than means to the right of 71. Now keep in mind this bell curve goes on towards positive infinity in the right direction. So the upper limit is actually going to be positive infinity. All right, let's use the Normcdf feature to find that area. Second, distribution, Normcdf. The lower limit is the left-hand side of this area, so that's 71. The upper limit, for this one I can just type in 1111 to represent a very large number. The mean is 68.4, standard deviation is 4. And so the area under this bell curve in this region is 0.2578. So that is the answer to part C, 0.2578. Okay, the last part of this question asks us to identify any unusual events. Now, if it's unusual, it would have to have a less than 5% chance. So in part A, we found the probability of a participant having a height that was less than 65 inches, and we got 0.1977. That is about a 20% chance, so that is not less than 5%. In part B, we found the probability that the height was between 65 and 71. We got 0.5445. That's about a 54% chance. In part C, we found the probability that a participant was taller than 71 inches, and that probability was 0.2578, so about a 26% chance. All of these are larger than 5%, so there's no unusual event, since all the probabilities are greater than 0.05. Okay, I hope this example helps everyone. Good luck.